Once upon a time, on a small farm, there lived a hard-working little red hen with her three friends: a cat, a dog, and a horse. Every day, the little red hen worked tirelessly. She wandered around the yard, pecking at the ground for worms, collecting seeds, and occasionally laying eggs. Though her work was exhausting, she never complained. Unlike her, the three friends were very lazy. The cat loved sunbathing all day long. The dog stayed under the tree, sleeping from morning till night, and the horse sat in front of the TV, watching it from dawn to dusk, without a care. None of them cared about the farm or helped the little red hen with her work. Still, the hen kept working on her own, never blaming anyone. She loved working and felt happy to take care of everything by herself. But sometimes, she did wish someone would help her and share the joy of building a better life together. One day, while walking around the farm, she discovered a ripe raspberry bush. Her eyes lit up with excitement. "Oh, wow! Raspberries! Delicious! I can make a raspberry cake!" she squealed and quickly ran off to find her friends to share the idea. The little red hen ran to her friends, her heart filled with joy, calling out, "Hey everyone, there's a raspberry bush in the corner of the garden. We can make a raspberry cake." The dog, half asleep, started drooling. "Yummy!" The cat licked her lips. "Sounds amazing." The horse, still glued to the screen, neighed. "Great idea." The little red hen beamed. "So, who wants to help me pick the raspberries?" But the answers were disappointing. "Not me," said the dog. "I'm too busy." "Not me." The cat yawned. "I'm too tired." "Not me," said the horse, eyes still on the screen. "I'm watching my favorite show." The little red hen sighed, but gently replied, "All right then, I'll do it myself." Without complaining, she stepped out into the sun and carefully picked each juicy raspberry. Her hands moved swiftly, her eyes shining with happiness. Though no one helped, she felt joy doing what she loved. After gathering the raspberries, she returned home, already imagining the sweet scent of the cake. She checked her kitchen and realized she was missing some important ingredients: flour, sugar, milk, and butter. Not giving up, she went to find her friends once again. "Hey friends," she called out, "now we need flour, sugar, milk, and butter to make the cake. Who wants to help me get them?" But again, only indifference answered her. "Not me." The dog shook his head. "I'm busy." "Not me." The cat stretched and yawned. "I'm too tired." "Not me," the horse replied, eyes still glued to the screen. "I'm watching TV." The little red hen just shook her head slightly, still without anger. She simply smiled and said, "All right then, I'll do it myself." So off she went, all alone to the pantry to fetch flour and sugar. Then she opened the fridge and carefully took out the milk and butter. She laid everything out on the table, neatly and in order. There was no one to help, but she remained cheerful. She felt proud that she could do everything herself, step by step, with all the love she had for the sweet cake she was about to make. All the ingredients were ready. The little red hen looked at the big bowl in the middle of the table and said with hope, "Now it's time to mix the batter. Who wants to help me?" But just like before, she heard the same familiar answers. "Not me," said the dog. "I'm busy." "Not me," groaned the cat. "I'm too tired." "Not me," answered the horse, still watching TV. "I'm watching my favorite show." The little red hen let out a deep sigh, but gently said, "All right then, I'll do it myself." She began stirring the batter round and round until it became smooth and thick. A sweet scent slowly filled the air. Her tiny but skillful hands worked non-stop. Once the mixture was perfect, she gently folded in the bright red raspberries, making sure not to crush them. Then, she poured the batter into the cake tin, careful with every movement. She opened the oven and gently placed the tin inside. She had done it all alone, without a single complaint, without any bitterness, just patience, care, and a heart full of love. The cake was now baking in the oven. The little red hen wiped her hands and sat down to wait. Time passed slowly, with only the sound of the ticking clock in the background. Tick-tock, tick-tock. Soon, a sweet and buttery aroma filled the kitchen. The smell of milk, butter, and raspberries blending together, tempting anyone who caught a whiff. The dog sniffed first, his ears twitching and nose sniffing the air. The cat jumped up, eyes wide with excitement. Even the horse, still watching TV, turned his head and neighed curiously. All three rushed to the kitchen where the little red hen had just taken the cake out of the oven. The golden crust glowed, and the red raspberries peeked through the soft sponge. She sprinkled a thin layer of sugar on top, making it look even more irresistible. The smell now filled the entire house, a sweet invitation no one could ignore. The little red hen placed the hot cake onto a large plate and dusted it with more sugar. The cake looked so delicious that no one could resist. She glanced at her three friends, peeking in from the kitchen door, their eyes wide and mouths watering. The little red hen smiled and gently asked, "So, who wants to help me eat this cake?" Immediately the dog barked, "Me! I want to eat it." The cat jumped up, "Give me a slice." The horse neighed loudly, "I want some too." But the little red hen shook her head. "No, I don't think so. When I needed help picking raspberries, you all said no. When I needed ingredients, you didn't help. I did everything from start to finish, all by myself. So this cake is a reward just for me." And with that, she picked up the cake and ran outside to the garden, finding a quiet spot beneath a shady tree. There, she slowly enjoyed each bite of the sweet cake, savoring every crumb, every raspberry, the reward for her hard work and determination. Her three friends could only stand and watch in silence, full of regret.